Hi, welcome back to Classic Helmets. Well, thank you for tuning in. My name is Dexter. We are in a very glum looking Northern Ireland today, but what is not glum is what is in this box. It is for the first time on this channel, a Shoei helmet.
Yeah, boy.
Hence this polo top, which I've clearly taken off a 12-year-old child. So in this box should be a pretty collectible and I'd say quite rare Shoei X Spirit motorcycle helmet. So, without further delays, let's get this box open and see what's inside. I've still got my address on the box, so I won't show the camera, but it is still taped up. Be careful with the knife, obviously. Well, packaged pretty well. Just get rid of this.
Ah! Ah!
So we do have the original Shoei bag, which is a pretty good sign. Wow, look at that. That is mint. I hope the camera and the lighting can pick it up, but the colour scheme on this is beautiful. It's got a very lightly flake sort of finish on the blue stars. I'll put it close to the camera just to see if we can get a perspective on it. You see the very slight flake paint finish on the blue stars. I like the detailing on the back. So this is a 2007 Shoei X Spirit 1 Toni Elias race replica. Now, the eagle-eyed among you may think, hang on, Toni predominantly wore a yellow and black colour scheme between sort of mid-2000s to late 2010s. His main colour scheme was predominantly the kind of high-vis green, yellow colour and black. I'll put a picture or two up of that one. But in 2007, Tiger Toni, as he was affectionately called, did actually use this colour scheme for a couple of races. But when I saw this available, I had to get it, I had to buy it. I think it's just a lovely design. It's got kind of echoes of Noric Arbe about it. And I have to say, the paintwork all over is absolutely superb. There is not a blemish on this, which is quite rare because for the Shoei X Spirits, there are three key areas to look out for. The first one is the front EPS on the chin bar. I'll see if I can show this camera here. Basically, the front EPS here always wears away and deteriorates, and there is just absolutely no sign of that at all in this instance. The second point to look out for is the rear diffuser fin. These over time can slightly distort, but on this one, it is very strong and in the correct position. No marks, no damage. It's perfect. This is a really good example of an X Spirit 1 helmet. The third area to look out for with any potential problems, and this is a problem I face even on modern day Shoei helmets when I get them in for training or for servicing for customers, is the interior liners do deteriorate and disintegrate really, really badly compared to arrows of the same period and age. But on this one, it's got a little bit of deterioration, a tiny bit, but that's not going to particularly offend anybody. Just a little bit there in the middle. These bits here, the foam on the backing, it has very slightly perished and deteriorated. In fact, there you go, you can see a little blob there has just come out. So, when I do give this helmet a very quick clean over, and I mean a very quick basic clean up, I'm not going to touch the interior liners just because they'll come worse. This would be a good helmet for a collector. I'll show you this helmet real close up. Excellent condition all over. The visor as well is super clean, super tidy, no scratches or marks on it. That is just a beautiful colour. The colour schemes of yesteryear are beautiful. The colour schemes of today, they're a little bit too much, aren't they? There's too much going on. On this, there's just enough without it being... Look at that, you see this very slight flaking on the blue stars. Beautiful, absolutely stunning. So as I mentioned, I will give the exterior just a very quick spray and buff over, just something I like to do with all helmets, even if they come to me clean as this one is. The interior liners I'm not going to touch them because the cheap pads are okay, but the crown liner, it is showing signs of disintegration and I don't want to make it any worse. This will be a collector's item. So visor off firstly. Nice easy process this one. Visor up full. Pull this locking tab away. That releases the top pin there. Off comes the visor. And cotton paste on the side. Push that tab away. Visor is released. The visor is mint. I'm not going to bother touching that. The visor is clean as a whistle. Perfect. So that's had a very quick basic cleanup. It didn't need much. I just wanted to give it my own kind of spray and buff just to make sure I've done it before it leaves here. So visor back on, locate the top tab facing up and these locating pins here. Goes back in the helmet like so. Other side, copy and paste. Top locator, side locator. Give it a push in and that should be the visor, all good. Yes, lovely. So in today's market, what would this Toni Elias Shoei Expert replica be worth? Well, it's in excellent condition minus the interior crown liner deteriorating, which does take a little bit of value off. I think in its current state, going to a collector, because it's quite rare, I think it's probably worth about 150, 160 maybe. If you had one of these in the box, brand new, with the manuals and the helmet was all perfectly mint and whatever, I think you could be looking at maybe £400 for one of these in current market. Well, that's the helmet ready to go. I'll put it on my little turntable thing and I'll take some pictures as well so you can see it close up. Thank you for joining me, Dexter, at Classic Helmets. If you enjoyed the content, please like the video and subscribe to the channel. There is more content coming through. Have a good day, whatever you're up to. Take care and goodbye.